This is going to be your weekly tarot and oracle relationship reading. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the energies you may have been encountering in previous days, the energies currently, and a sneak peek at the upcoming week. So I'm really curious to know, as usual, how you're feeling. What is your word of the day? What is your word of the week regarding you and your connection? Now, we just went through the Christmas holidays. We're still kind of in that in-between phase before New Year's. And I think a lot of people have been very emotional. And the reason I say that is because many of you have reached out to me for emergency readings or looking to work through some feelings. And that's natural. This is that time of year where we're in that last little bit before the new starts coming in. And it's intimidating. It's, filled with some anxiety about the who, what, when, where, why, and how. But, this is the thing. We have to stay calm, cool, collected. I know it's easier said than done, but embrace what is happening or the changes that are happening. Now, I was really looking forward to doing this reading today because every week I've seen this beautiful progression of a story in these relationship readings. And I just can't wait to see what this sort of last reading of the year, of 2023, what it will be about. So join me. Let's get some overall messages. Actually, before I do that, let me just remind you that as I'm filming this, Venus is switching signs. We're moving out of Venus in Scorpio, and we're going to be in Venus in Sagittarius. So Venus in Scorpio was not an easy placement, very intense. Now things will feel a lot more free, and let me know if you are feeling that shift. So we also had a full moon this week in Cancer, which I know is very emotional, not easy. Again, let me know how you're doing. Well, let's get the overall message here for this reading. Oh, there we go. Might, discipline, and karma. Wow. Discipline. Are you disciplined enough right now to push through? Do you have the might? Do you have the fight in you? And I don't mean getting into any altercations or fights, but do you have the ability to push yourself through right now? And yeah, karma. There could be some karma coming up, karmic lessons, things bubbling to the surface. Let's get another card here, obviously. Transform. Going through a major transformation, rebuilding, lasting change, shaping your future. Absolutely. Last week I noticed the coloring of the cards at the very end, and right away I'm noticing these reds and oranges and yellows, and those remind me, of course, of the lower chakras. The blue in there, of course, is communication. It's all, we're seeing a lot of the chakras, but it's the lower chakras. That red is transformation in the sense of it's your root, it's your solid foundation. And then, of course, your orange is your sacral chakra, self-worth, self-value, self-respect. That's your Venus. And of course, you've got the yellow, which is your solar plexus and personal power. So do you have the power? Now I'm channeling, I've got the power. Oh my goodness. Every week it's like a song. It's like it never fails now. It's like songs come out. Okay. Let's see. Clean it up. Clean it up. You got stuff to do right now. You got to clean out the old stuff. The stuff of 2023 and long before that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the connection between you and your person. What's in your headspace, your person's headspace, your heart space, their heart space, overall energy and underlying energy. And of course, feel free to swap sides if it makes more sense. Now, this can also be used for your own inner masculine and feminine energies. That's totally up to you. But we're going to be starting with the before tarot. And the before tarot shows us the energies, right, before the current ones. So like I said, what you may have been experiencing in the previous days. So in your headspace, we have the Ten of Pentacles. It's interesting. We've been talking about this preparing for the abundance, preparing for the good things to come in, because it's time, right? And the Ten of Pentacles is tangible fulfillment. So that's what you're striving towards right now. And with that, we have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is early stages of something really nice, okay? It is a card that says believe in miracles, okay? Could even be like friendship. Let's see what's going on in your person's headspace. Ten of Swords. You know, I feel like your person gets these type of cards often, which is like these Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands, you know, couldn't have any more swords in your back, needing to let go of an old cycle, the tiredness or the exhaustion. Yeah, Ten of Swords here. This is like, again, preparing for that transformation. And I mean, what did I just say? I said 10-10, right? I wasn't even thinking about that 10 of Pentacles. There's that first sign, 10-10. I think we get 10-10. I almost want to say that we get 10-10 like every week as an angel number. Okay, what else? I think we also get the Queen of Pentacles every week. This is why I love doing this reading now. I feel like I'm in a story. Queen of Pentacles, there's this offer, right? This preparation of an offer. Reminder, the Queen of Pentacles sits on her throne. She's not overgiving to everybody. I mean, yeah, she's generous, but she's not overgiving, overdoing, being everything to everyone. She's also allowing herself to receive and to be in stability. And I think that's what we all want, right? So let's take a look at your heart space. Queen of Swords. You know, you're in the process of making some boundaries. And this is the thing about boundaries. They don't happen overnight. We know this. This is not something that, you know, we can accomplish in a day or two. It takes years. Consistency. But you're working on it. And, you know, you're working on your healing. Your heart is working on healing and making boundaries. And this is the thing, you know, especially in the heart space here. We have to know how to say no. It's so important to say no. No is a complete sentence. People cannot take advantage of your kindness, and nor should you let them. You know, we get mad at other people sometimes for taking advantage, or like, you know, they're the one that reaches out to me. They're the one that whatever. But it's like, you got to remember, you allow it. And the bottom line is we allow people to treat us a certain way or to take advantage. And I always ask the question, you know, how many rounds do you want to go? So it's up to you to decide when you're ready to change the narrative, right? Change the story. In your person's heart space, there's that Six of Wands, getting ready for victory. You know, again, we've been seeing those cards very often. I feel like they're repeating cards every week. Okay, let's see. What else do we need to know? King of Wands, getting ready. Every week. I'm going to probably say that a million times throughout this reading. You know, King of Wands is somebody who is confident, passionate. They nurture all at the same time. There's purpose. They have purpose to them. Okay, let's take a look at the overall energy. The High Priestess, yeah, spiritual ascension, signs, synchronicities. The Empress, birthing a whole new cycle, getting ready to have the new. This is what I'm saying, transforming into the new. Underlying energy, Knight of Pentacles. I feel like we get the same cards. Knight of Pentacles, getting ready, you know, trusting the process. Trusting the process, as we know, is not easy. We don't enjoy it. I don't know anybody who enjoys trusting the process, okay? But it's part of it. See, Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is the illusion of mental entrapment. So there's still that fight, you know, and I understand it. I've been through it myself. There's that fight of, why can't this happen sooner? Why can't this happen the way that I want it to? And we're trying to control it. And it's not our duty to control things. Leave it up to the universe. Live your life. Do whatever you got to go do. Okay, let's go to some current energies. Back to your headspace. So, current energies. The Four of Cups. Try not to be so picky, okay? Says the card. You know, here's the thing. Four of Cups sometimes is overanalyzing. Overanalyzing to the point where you miss out on other opportunities. You know, I'm looking at this card here and it's about coffee. And, you know, it's like, try not to be so picky, where like you might miss out on a really nice coffee, or your coffee over here might get cold because you're worried about all the other stuff over here. And it's time to let things happen. See, that's a card of like trying to control things by overanalyzing. And we just talked about the illusion of mental entrapment. And let's see. I thought the card, let's see. the world. Yay, you did it. Do something to celebrate a job well done. Exactly. You're in the early stages of something new because you are letting go of old cycles, which I love. Okay, let's go back to your person's headspace. The Emperor. Being the authority of your own life comes with a lot of responsibility. Sure does. Sure does. That's why when you make power moves, you make them for you. It is not your responsibility to heal others. It is your responsibility to heal you. And this is the thing, we always want to tell people, you know, how to do things. And I'm reminded of Paulo Coelho, as in The Alchemist. And I know a lot of you have asked me about doing an Alchemist book club, and I will definitely do that. If you're interested in doing an Alchemist book club on Zoom, I'm happy to do that, as I was a teacher for so long. But, you know, there's a quote in The Alchemist. Now, please, this is not verbatim, but, you know, everybody has an opinion of how others should live. And yet, isn't it amazing how those people who have those opinions do not follow their own advice? And so that's why I'm very passionate. I will never tell you something that I wouldn't do myself. You know what I mean? Like, I've been through this experience. That's why I give you the advice that I do. But at the same time, it's up to you, right? It's up to you to decide when you're ready. And everybody has their own divine timing. And that's why you have to let your person do what they got to go do. You know, I look at it this way. Trust the process, right? You have to trust the process. But if this is about a relationship, and of course that's what we're talking about right now, you have to trust their process also. It's not your process to dictate. They have their own, you have your own. That's how it goes. So let's see, what else do we need to know about this Emperor energy? Toxic witches. Be cautious of those who take more than they give. So your person is dealing with restrictions, okay? So this is technically the Devil card, which is restrictions, codependency, addiction, just generally feeling held back. And again, that is for your person to figure out. They've got to figure out their boundaries, just like you have to figure out yours. I mean, have you ever been in a situation, and I'm assuming you have, but have you ever been in a situation where, you know your family best, you know your friend best, and other people want to tell you, you know, how to deal with those boundaries? You know, and yeah, sometimes there is valuable advice from other people, but like only you know, your parents, your friends, you know, whoever it is. I mean, I could never be able to explain the difficulties that I experienced with my grandmother, even though I loved her dearly and she loved me dearly. But oh my goodness, I don't think anybody could have truly understood that. So you have to try to handle it the best way you can, but you have to give your full effort and valiant effort, the Emperor effort, which means you're not there to play around, right? Chess, not checkers. And so it's like your person is kind of in that mix right now where they need to make some of those power moves for the greater good. And I always ask, do you want short-term pain, long-term gain, or short-term gain, long-term pain? Short-term gain is just basically placating or sweeping under the rug. And what did it say up here? Clean it up. Start to clean it up. Even if it doesn't happen overnight, you got to start somewhere. Now, in your heart space, we have the moon. Taking time for deep self-reflection is essential. You know, it's interesting. We just had this full moon in Cancer, and Cancer energy is so emotional and intuitive. And you may have had moments of crying or purging, feeling generally down. But then at the same time, there's an excitement there because, like I said, you're healing. Because who knows what healing can bring? Beautiful things. King of Swords. Interesting that we had the Queen of Swords. Now we're getting counterparts. I feel like every week now we get counterparts. We can all learn important things from one another. Absolutely. That's why I love my online family. We're all in this together, right? But, you know, I'm looking at this typewriter and I'm thinking about communication. Communication is very important. Effective communication. And I have this feeling that maybe a conversation is going to be had to understand each other, to know what these restrictions are, just to listen even. You know, isn't it amazing how sometimes in relationships we want to solve things for our partner, you know, and we just need to listen sometimes. You know, that's all they want. Isn't that what you want? You want to be heard. You want to be listened to. You want to be acknowledged. So does your person. Okay, in your person's heart space, there's the Hermit. There are some things that must be done on your own. This is what I'm saying. I can't make this up. I really believe right now that if your person is hermiting themselves or they're quiet, they're processing something. They want to get to the point of victory. They want to get to the point of freedom. They want to be in that King of Wands energy. But how do you get to that King of Wands energy unless you are processing your stuff? Interesting. 10 of Wands. Did I not say the 10 of Wands earlier? Right? 10, 10. Now we have 10, 10, 10. Interesting. Why make things so much more difficult than they need to be? And that's what your person is trying to figure out. This is about being mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally exhausted. And the thing is this, when people feel that exhaustion or that difficulty, sometimes it's so overwhelming that we don't want to do anything. You know, it's kind of like when you don't check your mail because everything's piled up in there. You just don't want to see it. You don't want to acknowledge it. You've got things to clean up in the house, and it's gotten to the point where that pile of laundry is just so much that you don't even want to look at it. That's kind of the vibe. And maybe that's why possibly your person could be quiet or kind of running a little bit because they're overwhelmed. But again, in order to be in that Emperor energy, they have to process. You know, they've got to figure out that they're burdened. How will they know if they're burdened or at their low if you are holding on too tightly or trying to solve every little problem? You know, it's kind of like parenting if you have children or you're a teacher. And I know this from my days of being in the classroom. If I'm there to always give the answers, if I'm there to always take the obstacles out of the way, how will that child learn and get that resiliency? You know, there are certain words that are used in regards to parenting, like helicopter parenting or snow plowing or lawn mowing, whatever you want to call it, where it's like we take the obstacles away from people, and understandably because we want them to feel good and not hurt and, you know, not suffer. And that's lovely. That does come from the heart. But understand that not letting people process hinders the situation. That's why when I talk about the cake analogy, if you know the cake analogy, you know, and if you don't, please go watch it. If you are trying to pull somebody up the cake and solve their problems and get in the way of their healing, all you're going to do is put them back down to the bottom of the cake. And the same thing for yourself. It puts you back down there because it holds you back, you know? But overall energy, Page of Wands, which is telling you to throw caution to the wind. It says just because you're passionate about it doesn't mean it'll be effortless. It means start. See where it takes you. And 401, see 1111, spiritual ascension. How beautiful. Family is whoever makes you feel the most safe and comfortable being you. Well, it's important definitely to be your authentic self, but 1111 is new beginnings, spiritual gateway. It's a twin flame number, if we want to use that label. It's beautiful. Underlying energy, the star. Have faith that healing is in the forecast. Absolutely. And we had the Four of Swords earlier, and the Four of Swords is basically like the minor arcana version of this card. And Judgment. All of the signs say that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And look at the stars that are here on this card. You know, there's the star and the moon. We had those cards. You know, this is a wake-up call. This is about a shift happening, a transformation, like we said at the very beginning. All right, let's get into the after tarot, which is the energies coming up. Let's go back to your headspace. The Devil, but you know what I love about this card? You might say, why do I love the Devil card in this deck? Well, because it indicates that we're not restricted anymore. And what did we have over here? We had the Devil card. So what are we looking forward to? Well, I mean, look at the image. I mean, these two are certainly not restricted from each other. But how did that come about? By letting somebody process. Let them process. When they can process and they have clarity and they can give you clarity, there's peace. You know, the Seven of Cups is about dreams, possibly confusion, illusions. But look, we have a treasure here. Somebody's made the decision. And that's beautiful. Because if you've been in a position at all lately of not making a decision, is making a decision, look what happens when you make the decision. No risk, no reward. And I tell people that all the time. You know, if you're in a situation where you're trying to let other people make decisions for you, as in, oh, it'll be so much better if they just found someone and left. Trust me, be careful what you wish for. I did that. I manifested that in my marriage. I said, geez, it'd be so much easier if he just found somebody else. Yeah, well, that wasn't a picnic. It was terrible. Like really terrible. And I had to deal with that. I had somebody sort of coming at me, and yet you would think in that kind of situation it would be the other way around. I asked for that situation to pop up without even realizing the repercussions. Okay, be careful what you ask for, what you wish for. So when you take control of your life and you make the decision, you get the reward. You know? Let's see what else is going on. Let's look at your person's headspace. Look, we have had the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. We've had all 4 tens. Maybe 410 is a number for somebody, I don't know. But anyways, Ten of Cups is ultimate wish fulfillment. Wow. Okay. In your person's headspace also, Nine of Cups. Not only is it an ultimate wish fulfillment, it's a personal fulfillment. When somebody feels personally fulfilled, they can give to others. This is my point. When someone has processed, when somebody has done the work for themselves, they're able to give to others. It's like when someone gets on the airplane and says, you know, put your oxygen mask on first before you help others. Well, how can you help anybody if you can't help yourself? You have to put yourself first. And so let's take a look at your heart space. We have the Judgment card down here. There you go. It's coming. Total transformation. Heed the call. You can feel it. You can feel it brewing. Now, obviously, Judgment is the card number 20, but look at XX, 1010. Funny, we were talking about kisses. You know what's interesting? Now that I think about it, I mean, you know, kisses are an X, and we've seen all these 10s, you know, and now we have XX, kiss, kiss. Random, I know. You know, we had the Four of Cups earlier, right? We talked about that coffee, you know, overanalyzing possibly about the coffee in the picture. This is saying, I'm not going to overanalyze anymore. I'm done. And I love that. So you're in a phase of like moving on. Now, by the way, we've seen 4s as well. 4-4. 4 of Swords, 4 of Cups, 4 of Wands. Wow, 4-4-4. Now that I think about it. Beautiful. Okay, let's see what's going on in your person's heart space. The World, completion of a cycle. We're letting go of the old. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. You know what number? 10. 10 is completion, okay? Because 1 plus 0 is a 1. We're going to have new beginnings, and we're coming to the new year, right? Overall energy, 10. 10 of Pentacles. Did we not say at the very, very beginning that you're preparing for that 10 of Pentacles? You're preparing for that abundance? Well, guess what? It's coming in. You know how we talked about the King of Wands? There's the Queen of Wands. Confident. Strutting her stuff. A lion doesn't have to say it's a lion. She just exudes that energy. When you're in the Queen of Wands energy, there is your 10 of Pentacles. Underlying energy, love this. The 3 of Wands, the ships are coming in. This is also, I don't chase, I attract. You're attracting good things. 3-3. Collaboration, an upgrade to your current situation. Someone or something is going to bring things to the next level. So there you go. 3-3, 4-4-4, all these tens. Wow. Wow. Okay. You know, I was going to grab my Power of Surrender cards, but I just feel this desire to pull something from here. I think this is the Sacred Traveler Oracle. Wandering path. Enjoy the journey. Be open to it. In silence, peace prevails. You know what? It backs up what I was saying. Solitude. Look, if your person, or you for that matter, needs time, and they're thinking or they're processing, allow that time. Okay. Let's take a look at the Power of Surrender cards. So I'll take a Power of Surrender card for this side over here and for this one. So for you on the left, surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity and even solve the problem. This is the point, clarity. We just talked about that. Okay, so in your person's headspace or overall energy, I guess you could say, surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. So here's the thing. Maybe they've been reflecting for a long time or thinking things through, but their processing is their processing. That's why we have to trust it. And once they stop procrastinating, things are going to move forward. I really hope this resonates with you. Please let me know in the comments. Again, this is the last relationship reading of this style for 2023. And I hope you've enjoyed the story that we've had so far with it. Again, I thank you for your kindness, your support. This has been an amazing year. And I look forward to doing readings for you in 2024. Now, we are doing a full moon Zoom tonight, December 29th on Zoom. The link is on my website. If you would like a 2024 Tarot and Oracle forecast, that is also on my website. Or if you'd like to book a personal reading just to talk some things through, happy to do that. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I wish you an amazing day.